are those who seek power over nature itself. Beneath the shadow of an evil, a new enemy has arisen.
All that stuff happened. Sergei Kovalev seated at ringside to observe as Andre Ward starts it off against the slightly larger, slightly longer Sullivan Barrera.
In normal cases, Jim, with a guy being off this long, I would say it's crazy to fight a Cuban. But because it's Andre Ward, it's not so crazy because of his style.
Well, so far, he has not shown up in any fight where long levels of inactivity appear to have damaged him. He's always Andre Ward, the same precise, well-prepared, stylistically innovative and intelligent, and craft superior fighter. Haven't seen anything but that. Ward, of course, the last American male fighter to win an Olympic gold medal back at Athens in 2004.
Good jab by Ward.
Perfectly timed.
Maybe slightly more flat-footed than last we saw Andre Ward tonight.
Well, you know, his shoulder's okay now, so he probably trying to make sure he gets more out of that right hand when he does throw it.
Scheduled to appear on the undercard at Cotto versus Canelo back in November. Backed away from that because of swelling in his right knee. He's had to observe that right knee carefully ever since he tore his ACL 7 years ago. But the potential assignment back in November is, to our knowledge, the only fight he's ever missed because of the knee injury. And that was because of swelling and soreness, not because of any re-injury.
To be honest with you, though, Jim, if he was going to fight on the undercard, I think it was not a bad thing for him because he's trying to make himself, put himself at the top of that pound-for-pound category. He doesn't want to be a guy on a co-main event when he thinks he's the main man right now.
Well, he believes that he should rank #1 pound for pound right now. And frankly, you know, immediately after Floyd Mayweather retired, Andre Ward was #1 on many pound-for-pound lists, but he's dropped off of a lot of them, including the Fight Game list, including ESPN, including Ring Magazine, because of inactivity. If he's active and continues to win, and most particularly if he were to fight Sergei Kovalev, who ranks #3 or #2 on most of the pound-for-pound lists, he would almost certainly rank where he wants to rank if he defeated Kovalev.
Well, I think, truthfully, when he's fighting, he is definitely the best pound-for-pound guy out there right now because of who he's beaten, because of his past, and because of how long he's been at that spot.
And he's controlling this first round against...
Here's Kovalev, who knows where the camera is all the time, who has a good-looking pair of sunglasses, who flashes that swarthy jack-o'-lantern grin everywhere he goes, who is an extremely confident fighter, loaded with self-belief, amazing power, and so many of us want to see that fight between the craft and skill of Andre Ward and the awesome power of Sergei Kovalev.
The best fight that can be made in boxing, #1.
Better than GGG versus Canelo?
What he wants to do is get down and try to stop. So show him some tap and then step over and drop the body shots onto your strong side, okay? Your right side. Now keep him turning in the middle, okay? Be deep, stay alert. When you're along the ropes, make sure you point.
Ward's trainer since childhood, Virgil Hunter. The voice he loves to listen to in the corner.
But Andre has to win tonight to take a step toward that fight happening. I say yes, Jim, to your question, because it wouldn't produce necessarily the most fireworks. But the way Kovalev has come up in the world, as Andre Ward has been inactive, makes it such a 50-50 proposition in most fight fans' minds.
Well, and it's also a great style fight. I mean, you know, Roy Jones told us between fights why it is that Andre Ward is so good against punchers. Kovalev is, along with Golovkin, one of the 2 premier punchers in the sport, as recognized today.
And when a fighter's in an active, Roy, as Andre's been, his timing is a little off, maybe a little easier to hit.
Yeah, it is sometimes, but with Andre, I don't think it's that bad because of how he neutralizes that range. When you got a guy that can neutralize the range that well, he's always in control of what goes on in the ring. He's always in control of the distance that they're fighting at. So I don't think timing means so much to him.
Roy, is Barrera's body language that of a fighter who's trying to set up a big right hand?
No, his body language is that of a fighter who's not sure and who really is not the biggest puncher, but he's not sure what he's facing. So he's trying to figure out still what kind of power Andre has.
Oh, he landed a good right hand there.
Landed a good right hand, exactly right.
So he tried to land a big hook right there. So already Andre has him not thinking about the straight right, but now he's trying to land the hook because Andre is not showing him or giving him the right hand.
Get your hand out, Andre. Hands are free, mano libre. Let him go, saca la mano. Back that camera up, baby. Atrás de la cabeza, hijo, ya te dije. Saca la mano, Sullivan. Atrás.
Andre Ward is a fighter who has to win, has to keep winning to stay relevant, to keep fans interested. Because almost like a great character actor who's like a chameleon who disappears into his roles, his style can change from one fight to another such that it's difficult to describe him to somebody. He's not the fastest, he's not the biggest puncher. Sometimes he's aggressive, sometimes he's a boxer.
He brings exactly what he needs for the particular job. That's a professional.
Quick left hooks. And Ward landed a handful of quick left hooks in the round, which seemed to win them for him. With April 9 only a few weeks away, our Pacquiao-Bradley programming begins tonight. Following boxing, stay tuned for Legacy on the Line for Bradley to Pacquiao. It's an intimate look at Tim Bradley, showing what he's gone through in facing Manny Pacquiao twice before. 1 week later, Under the Lights brings you analysis of the upcoming Pacquiao-Bradley rubber match with HBO's boxing experts, along with Pacquiao's trainer Freddie Roach. And then April 9, it's the third fight between Manny Pacquiao and Timothy Bradley, only on HBO pay-per-view. Don't miss it.
Right, you see the SOG finish this first round off with a beautiful double hook to the head. He spent out right, left hook right there, left hook again, and his back is off the rope. So he can continue to proceed to the middle of the ring if there was any time left. Beautiful work by Andre Ward.
2 rounds in the books. Left hand has been the most effective weapon so far for Andre Ward. This time he throws a right hand over the top. You can see that our unofficial scorer, Harold Letterman, has given the first 2 rounds to Ward.
It seems to me, Roy, that Andre came out in this fight wanting to show that he's a light heavyweight, that he's strong at the weight. He's not moving in a very kind of fleet-footed way, and he's putting some mustard on his shots.
Yeah, when we fight against big guys, you got to understand that when you fight a big guy, the first thing you got to show him is that just because you're big does not mean you're in control tonight. So it's like when I fought John Reese, my first thing was to come out there in the middle of the ring and show him, yeah, I know you think I'm the fleet-footed guy, but you're not the biggest guy in here tonight. I'm just as big as you are when it comes to heart and fighting ability. And that's what Andre is doing tonight. He's letting Barrera know that, no, you're not the big dog here tonight. I am. You may be bigger, but I'm still the big dog.
And in case you've been watching NCAA basketball, we welcome you to boxing on HBO. Andre Ward in the black trunks with white and black trim, and Sullivan Barrera in the white trunks with red trim, fighting at 175 pounds. Ward's first appearance as a full-fledged light heavyweight, and early on he seems to have the boxing advantage against Barrera, and he knocks him down with a quick left hook. Crowd erupts in the Oracle Arena in Oakland as local hero Andre Ward delivers a knockdown in round 3. was surprised for the first couple of rounds, Max and Roy, that Ward was fighting Pereira from the perimeter rather than going inside and taking away his punching room. Now we see the reason he wanted to develop his own power punching.
Exactly.
And he did.
And you know his shoulder's okay now, so he can punch with both hands.
Andre Ward's success has been largely based on his changing and Virgil Hunter's changing his game plan to suit every style he faces. It's specific to his opponent. He's shown he can fight in a variety of styles, backing up Edison Miranda,
10 seconds,
beating Froch with one hand.
Frustrating Arthur Abraham. Dominating Mikkel Kessler here in
On
the Bay
angles
Area.
and here kind of
Almost landing another big left hook to punctuate round number 3.
being the bully.
You gotta be careful, but you gotta catch him, okay? But very good, you did good. When you're on the inside, you gotta go to the right. You can't go all the way in. Walk to the side. You gotta turn him. Turn him and you can get that shot in. All right? Turn him.
He see Andre come off the rope and then a beautiful left hook high on the top of the head. That shot sent